Hello, welcome back to the island. My name is Beast, and we're back with Prince of Evangile. I forgot to check the left side again. Oh well, I guess you get the right one again. Twice. We finally got going on a Tamie-Route, and the background roulette today is on the right-hand side twice, again, because I'm stupid. A Valentine's Bunny Edina from Drock Riot, and stock Neptunia background, and Miyabi in the nurse's office again. Nice. Anyways, so yeah, I was actually quite tempted to today, actually yesterday as well, to just start, just record Magicoi instead. And I know this makes it sound like I'm not enjoying this route, but I am enjoying it. Like, I am enjoying this route a lot. I'm just looking forward to more Magicoi that much. So yeah, also I'm maybe slightly stressed today because something happened before the recording, but I hope I can get it under control. But yeah, anyways, anything else I wanted to talk about? Nothing I can remember, and the only thing I could remember is that beer. Don't forget, kids, though. Drink responsibly. Don't drink until you almost pass out. That's the rule. Anyways, we're on a date with Tamie. That's nice, isn't it?
今から行くプールがオープンしたとき、学校側から連絡があったのよ。
Huh? From the school? About what?
どういう連絡かというと、淑女が人前で裸体をさらさないようにと。言わなきゃそもそもオープン自体知らないのにね。近いと言っても、所詮は下界のことなんだから。
That's the kind of thing I've come to expect from Vincent.
ええ。けど、それが今回は大いに役立ったわよ。
Huh. We had a pool like this? Port of Pirates! I instinctively expressed my wonder as we walked in. This was the first time I'd heard about it, but then again, I couldn't afford coming to a place like this when I was living in debt. It seems like a really nice pool too. Big and well that. I was having fun just looking at it. Plus, I was coming here on a date with a cute girl. Just standing around with her would be fun. Hey! Just as she did at the ocean, Tamie looked radiant in her swimsuit. What is it?
いや、マサヤさんが言っていた通りだなと思って。私、確かに君の水着姿を見たことあったのね。
Huh?
お腹よ、お腹。見た瞬間、頭に記憶の映像が浮かんだわ。
Tamie wriggled and clapped me on the shoulders. She then poked my abs as she spoke.
やっぱり熱くて硬いわね。
They may be hot, but they're not really that hot.
イメージの問題よ。
What kind of image was she talking about?
でもマサヤさんは、私が水着を着ていても、なんか無反応なのね。
Huh?
やっぱり胸がないのがいけないんですかね。
No, that's not.
見た感じ、いくつだと思う？
What do you mean?
サイズよ、サイズ。こ、
She pointed to her breasts. I stared down into her cleavage from above, and I couldn't help but let out a cough. And they're not nearly as small as she thinks. But there was no way I could guess her cup size at a glance.
こういう場合はね、いい方に言っておけばいいのよ。例えば、おばさんとかに、いくつに見える？なんて聞かれたとき。
That was an extremely specific example.
死にさいくらいって内心で思っても、30代前半か、ひょっとして20代後半なんて言っておけば、その場も丸く収まるってわけ。
So that's what it was. She wanted to be complimented. Well, then, about 102 centimeters.
それじゃあ単なるおデブさんよ。
I failed. It was too much of a good thing situation then. She wasn't fat by any means. She was quite slender and well proportioned in my opinion.
正解は、私も知らないの。
は？
そういう細かい数字は結局出てこなくて、まあ普段から気にしていなかったってことかもしれないけど。
Oh, I see.
でも今は気になるのよね。これはやっぱり一緒にプールに行くような男子ができたからってことかしらね。
About that thing you said earlier. I remember it very clearly. We went up the beach together before, and that's why it seemed like I didn't have much of a reaction.
そっか。私にとっては初めてだから、つい同じ風に思っちゃった。
I more or less told her everything we had done on our trip. But that hadn't triggered any memories, and in the end, words alone didn't necessarily lead to any detailed images. And if it seems like I didn't react much, that was just on the surface, I assure you.
つまり?
I was really thinking she looks just as amazing as before when you walked out in that. I didn't actually try to repeat it one more time. I actually wanted to go to the next line there. She made that weird noise again. I don't know anything about solar flares, but I'm serious about this.
なんか意外な発言。ほら、私って自分で言うのもなんだけど、外野でこそ光るキャラだから。
You keep saying that.
それもそうだったね。やっぱり照れちゃう。
Tamie laughed bashfully as her cheeks flushed pink. It was really cute. I'm just going to come out and say it because of what you said earlier. I let off with that. I don't think they're very small at all. You're very small. I mean, pretty sure you lost your long-term memory, not your short-term ones, right?
まあね。そうなんだ。
Tamie looked down at her chest with a not altogether dissatisfied expression. The first time I saw you like that, my heart skipped a beat.
あら。じゃあ、その辺の話聞かせてもらおうじゃないの。
Tamie linked arms with me and pulled me to a table. Oh, the only thing between us is a swimsuit. I definitely felt a not-so-small sensation of something brushing against my arm.
旅行の時、こんな風にして歩いたりした？
Unfortunately, no. I shook my head.
じゃあ、こうは？
She pulled her arm away and took my hand. Not like that either.
そう。じゃあ、意外に健全な二人だったんだ。
We were. Going on a trip together might have felt couplish, but we weren't actually a couple.
真夏の夜の間違いもなし。
Unfortunately, no.
そっか。
Tamie let my hand go. With the loss of direct contact, I felt a sudden chilly sense of loneliness. Even though that was the usual state of our relationship. Maybe hanging out with Tamie was starting to change me as well. I recounted some of the heart-pounding story, and we finally went swimming.
誘っておいてなんだけど、私、あんまり泳げないのよね。
Before I could think about how to respond, she marched straight for the pool. She took advantage of the lack of people around to cannonball in. She kicked off the wall and moved effortlessly through the water. I knew it. Even if she didn't remember our swimming lessons, she still retained it via muscle memory. Tamie turned around and came back to me. As she looked up at me from poolside, her face was flushed with excitement. Yeah, I saw it.
私、浮くのも苦手なくらいだったのに。 これはもしや、前世の記憶でも思い出した？
Hey, no, I don't think you have to go that far back. I taught you how to swim while we were at the beach.
ああ、そうなんだ。ありがとう。
You're welcome.
でもさ、海にいたのって1日だけでしょ？それでこんなに泳げるようになってるなんて。マサヤさん B1 コーチじゃない？さすが。
You were a dedicated student. You said it was surprisingly fun.
スイスイ泳ぐのって気分いいわね。
She said suisui and I immediately thought go. By the way, I'm gonna do Cecil's route first. Like, I don't care about anything. I'm doing Cecil first.
ほらほら、マサヤさんもそんなところに立っていないで泳ぎなさいって。
Sure. I checked to make sure no one was around, then dove into the water. Hanging out at the pool was a lot of fun, but we stopped after an hour or so in preparation for tomorrow. It would be a 30-minute walk up the mountain to the lodge. It could be trying for people who weren't used to it. At least that's what Risa said.
今日はプールに行くっていうのに首にカメラなんかぶら下げて、マサヤさん変だと思わなかった？
No, not really.
あらそう。
Well, you said I keep my Holy Trinity set in an extra-dimensional pocket, just like Doraemon during our trip.
そんなこと。けどまあ間違いではない。いつでも身につけているってわけなのよね。
Ah, that's why I didn't think of it as particularly weird for you to have it.
どうせ旅行の最中もしょっちゅうパシャパシャやっていたんでしょ？だから今日は街中でそれを再現しようと思って。
I see. By the way, I've always been curious about this, but how do you have enough film?
フィルムは使わないわよ、デジカメは。
Huh? I see. I didn't know that.
フィルムを使うのは昔懐かしの銀塩カメラってやつね。デジカメはメモリーカードに保存するから。
Wow.
私の使っているメモカ驚きの2テラよ。はっきり言って100年安心の域ね。
That's amazing. I'd used computers at some point at some of my part-time jobs, so I knew that 2 terabyte was a lot.
でもマサヤさんも変なところで物を知らないのね。
We couldn't afford home electronics, so I don't have much experience with that stuff.
苦労人よね。だからバンセーヌにも溶け込めたのかな。
I think you got that backwards? If I'd been the son of a good family...
だってプラスとプラスじゃ反発するだけかもしれないから。
Huh.
最初は私サンプルの男子に単なる好奇心しか感じなかったけど、今はそうじゃない。うちに来たのがマサヤさんで本当に良かったってそう思うのよ。
Thanks. Her words made my heart swell, and I couldn't think of anything else to say. But as full as my heart felt, my stomach was empty. We decided to get something to eat before we migrated back to the school.
結構素敵なお店を知ってるじゃない。
Oh, are the goons gonna show up? Yeah, I guess I do. So I had to show off by acting like a regular customer. Truth be told, I'd only been here a couple of times.
私、学校の周りのことってかえって知らないのよね。
The girls could only freely leave the school during summer vacation at the New Year. If you were a student who usually went home during the holidays, you might not learn much about the surrounding area.
私、毎年ずっと家に帰っていたから。それもあって、親は引き止めたんだと思うけど。
That's right, when she came back to school, she had said my family was really worried. They said I should just spend the summer at home.
でも、1ヶ月も待てるはずないわよね。マサヤさんの方は、バンセーヌにいるって分かっていて。 のね、記憶の回復なんてほとんど付け足しみたいなものだったの。
A pretext?
私本当言って君に会いたかったんだ。
I was surprised to hear that, but I wasn't sure how to respond. I'd felt that way about what she'd said before too, the feeling of being wanted by someone. I didn't experience it very often. More than that, for the someone to be the girl I liked. My already swollen heart felt like it was about to explode. My hands started trembling as I reached for my glass. I'm happy. I'm really happy. When you got your memory back, I was going to confess my feelings to you. Tamie began to tremble. And then, just as I had done moments ago, I reached for she reached for her glass with a quivering hand. She took a sip of juice, then said,
今言いましたけど。
Oh, no, that wasn't a confession.
どういうこと？その辺の違いをもう少し詳しく。
She smiled mischievously and gestured like she was pointing a microphone at me. They're totally different. See?
というのは？
Right now, you're in a temporary state. You have most of your memories back, but you're not quite back to the real you yet.
本当の私か。
And if the way you feel right now is only temporary, then I can't confess to you just yet.
なんとなくわかる。つまり、意地悪な言い方をすれば、私は生まれたてのひよこ。単なる刷り込みでマサヤさんに惹かれているに過ぎない。ということ？
I gave a small nod. I didn't want to admit it, but that was a real possibility. Before we headed out today, I said I wanted you to recover your memory. It's a big part of the reason why.
そっか。なんだ、私ったら変の心配しちゃって。
What were you worried about? Tamie just shook her head slightly.
じゃあ、絶対に思い出さないといけないな。絶対に。
She rested her hand on mine as she spoke and gave it a light squeeze. Please do. We stayed like that for a while, just gazing into each other's eyes. Our hands clasped, our red faces drawn close together. There was no mistaking it. We were a couple. Please don't let this relationship between us be only temporary. I prayed that from the bottom of my heart. I would absolutely ruin this game if it was only temporary. Like, I know it's not going to be temporary, but I would ruin this game.
第3話、記憶回復、その秘策。
The secret memory restoration plan! I don't know why I did a bit of shadow boxing when saying that. I don't know why I let that noise out there. The morning of summer camp, we all met up and headed for the gym. We had to attend the morning assembly before we headed out. Woo.
あら、珍しいじゃない、美月さん。戻っていたの？夕べね。どういう風の吹き回し？あなたが夏合宿に参加するなんて。というか、目当ては夏合宿ではないのよ。ああ、タミエさんね。ウィー。
Mitsuki looked up at the dorm.
私も事情は聞いたわ。それで彼女、今年は規制を切り上げて学校に戻っているということだから。それで私も戻ることにしたの。やっぱり気になるものね。タミエさんも喜ぶわよ。それで彼女はどんな様子なの？まだ顔を見ていないんだけど。
Risa looked at me and was smiling with her eyes.
なぜそこでマサヤさんの顔を見るの？ なぜかというと、ああ、来たわよ。ごきげんよう。
Tamie noticed Mitsuki and came running towards us.
あなたって。ごきげんよう。美月さんね。そうでしょ？ええ、よかった。ある程度は回復しているみたいなのね。
Tamie remembers almost everything about Vincent now.
あら、そうだったの。
Along with the news club and her classmates, she remembered Konomi the second she saw her too. It's like she remembers something the moment she interacts with it.
まさやさん、妙に事情通なのね。そりゃそうよ。だって私たち毎日のように一緒にいるんだもの。
What?
何これ、どういうこと？
just crisis meeting in the background. What the fuck is going on?
二人の仲がいつの間にか急接近しているのよ。へえ、そうだったんだ。だから、まさやさんが事情通というのはちょっと間違い。知っているのは私のことばっかりだもの。
I doubt that's the case.
言うわね、あなた。だって本当のことだもの。今やこの人、私のバスとウエストヒップまで把握していて。ああ、いやらしいわね。
We went swimming together, that's all.
泳ぐ？学校のプールで？
No, at the one that opened near the station.
あら、本当は行ってはいけないのよ、そこ。まあまあ、校則で決められているわけじゃないんだし。あと、報道記者としては何事も体験してみないとね。変わらないわね、タミエさんも。安心したわ。記憶喪失と聞いたときはどうなることかと思ったけど。まあ、さっきまさやさんも言ったように、学校のことなら大体思い出しているから。でも、記憶が回復する前から、タミエさんそんな調子だったわよ。そう？性格は変わらないものなんだってみんなで言っていたもの。推しが強くてちょっとずうずうしい。あらら。でも憎めないところがやっぱり人徳なのかしらね。
I think so too.
持ち上げてる？
No, I mean it. I thought the same thing when you invited me on that trip. I guess you've got that too, huh? 旅行なんか行ったの？ Oh, yeah.
それがみんなでではないのよ。まさやさんとタミエさんの二人きり。二人きり？なんか寂しいわね。もっと大人数で行った方が楽しいと思うけど。
You fool! It would make it worse. As a natural-born fetal on Senate, she didn't even consider that indecent things might happen if a man and a woman were alone together. There's a story behind it. I'll explain later.
ええ。あら、そういえば、美月さんって夏合宿はずっと不参加じゃなかった？そうね。今回が初参加。え、なんで？何か心境の変化でも？あなた、本当に変わらないわね。
Mitsuki smiled wryly as Tamie produced a microphone out of nowhere. She does have the skill to back up all her boasting.
心境が変わったわけではなくて、タミエさんの様子が見たかったからよ。そうなんだ。ありがとう。すごい嬉しい。どういたしまして。
We headed out after the morning assembly concluded. We were supposed to walk together with our class, but everyone had so much luggage the lines broke down quickly. Not even Vincent would go to great lengths to enforce something like that.
じゃあ行きましょうか。
Or the second years in our usual party got together and we started to move out.
へえ。上はこんな風になっていたんだ。
Is it your first time too, Tamie? Or did you just forget?
初めて。さすがに用もないのにこんなところには来ないから。結構傾斜がきついのね。私も初めてだけど。え、そう？そんなにきついかなと思うけど、汗もかいてしまうし。でもタミエさんは涼しい顔なのね。荷物が少ないせいかな。というかみんな多すぎ。タミエさんこそよくそんな小さなスポーツバッグ一つで済むわね。だって物なんか必要ないでしょ。たったの2泊3日でどうしてもって時は寮に戻ればいいんだし。まあそうだけど、私なんか列島縦断の時だってこれ一つだったわよ。プラスシュラフくらいかな。タミエさんって実はタフよね。まあね。まあ私の見客についてこられるのはきっとマサヤさんくらいでしょうね。これこそまさにベストパートナーよ。言うわね。それで旅行のこと聞かせてくださいな。そうそう。私も気になるわ。
Sure. As we walked, I described our week-long trip. The girls reacted with varying degrees of surprise, horror, and awe, but didn't interrupt very often. Perhaps they found it difficult to talk.
じゃあ、相当写真もたまったの？
Jiu, as a runner, was in the best condition out of the group.
もう撮って撮りまくったからね。今度見せてよ。もちろん。ただ厳選するからもうちょっとだけ待って。終わったら報道部のホームページにアップするから。
Speaking of pictures, she had gone around town yesterday taking them too. But her memories of the trip still hadn't returned. Must have been the difference in the environment, and it wouldn't be easy to recreate those days themselves. Too bad we can't go on another trip. But oh well.
そういえば、さっきちょっと思ったんだけど。
Couldn't she remember if she looked at the photos? Probably. But something tells me she didn't try.
学校のことは思い出せたということだけど、他は何を思い出せないの？家族のことはもう大丈夫なんでしょ？学校についても思い出した。確かに他ってなんかあるかな？それが大ありなのよ。バイトはやってないか。むしろこれが一番大事かもしれない。彼氏のことよ。彼氏？誰のことよ。タミエさん、恋人なんかいたの？まあ、本当はそういう関係でもないんだけど、マサヤさんのことよ。それが、今朝リセさんが言っていた。
She hasn't remembered the trip yet. I chimed in helpfully.
そこが、私の脳内地図に残った最後の白い部分。そこさえ思い出せれば、きっと、私は、ひよこから鶏になれる。
Everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck kind of allegory is that?
鶏？なんでも。
She shook her head and smiled.
ついた。
By the time we arrived at the lodge, everyone was exhausted. I didn't actually think the route was all that hard, but their luggage probably made it a lot worse.
ここが結構いい感じじゃない。
It really does.
もう入っていいのかな？
Tamie looked back over her shoulder. The final course second years were only the second group to head out, so people were still showing up.
後半に出るのはしばらく経ってからのことだから、それまで休んでいましょう。だいぶお疲れね、リセさん。ほんとよ。少し荷物を減らせばよかったかしら。いや、これはきっと荷物だけのせいじゃないわね。え？今ピンときたわ。肩を上下させているのを見て。ご覧なさいな、ルリコさんを。はい。
Is she got a link stamina to breast size now?
この中で一番苦しそうにしているのはルリコさんよ。それが？そしてもう一つ一番があるわよね。それが何かといえばバスト。バスト？
Everyone's eyes immediately focused on her chest. They certainly were the largest of them all.
あんな重たげなものぶら下げていたら、それはきついに決まっているわよね。だからみんながハーハー言ってるの。きっとおっぱいのせいなのよ。なんか発言が怪しいわよ。
さあ、綾香。
あら、綾香様、3年生なのになんで後から来るんですか？途中、木陰で休憩していたの。気がつかないうちに追い越されていたのね。綾香様も相当に苦しかったでしょうね。どこ見ながら言ってるのよ。バストね。
Risa tilted her head.
ルリコさんはそれのせいで苦しい？さあ、どうでしょうか。昔からのお付き合いですので、ちょっとよくわからないですね。そういえばあなた、昔から大きかったものね。
Oh, really?
なんかわかったかも。
What is it?
この辺の人たち、みんなバストが立派すぎるのよ。だから私、自分のが小さく思えたんだろうな。
Perhaps there was some truth to that.
タミエさん、今何センチなの？ちょっと、男子もいる前でそんな話、はしたな。したくてもできないのよ。というのは、自分でも不明だから。
Sorry for interrupting you there, Mitsuki.
それも記憶喪失？まあ、そうなんだけど、結局、私があんまり気にしていなかったってことなんだと思う。でも、その割には、今。だって、今は、ね。
Tamie blushed, her eyes straying toward me.
あらあら、そういうこと。まさやくん、幸せ者ね。
Suddenly I have a song from Yakuza's 2 in my head. The karaoke song for Majima. 幸せなら、幸せなら、僕の姉さん. I don't fucking know the lyrics, but I don't care. It's a good song. I guess so. It's one of the perks of being a man, isn't it?
それは知らないけど。
The Tommy floor. That takes me back. I've only been at Vincennes a few months, which shouldn't have been enough time for it to feel nostalgic. But before I transferred here, the apartments I lived in all had Tommy floors. So much has happened since then. I laid down on the floor and looked up at the ceiling. Wasn't feeling especially tired, but at some point I found myself sprawling. I wonder when we were heading out to the lake. I'd asked Risa before our group split up, but she said it wasn't very meticulously scheduled, so she didn't know. Vincennes always kept everything so strictly regulated, but apparently the summer events were more relaxed. Maybe that's why so many people took part. I doubt you're allowed to go to the lake with the others. Mainly because they did say that maidens are not to show their skin in front of others. Meaning you as well. So I doubt you're allowed to go to this lake when they're at the lake. This feels nice. One of the nuns woke me up and I headed for the lake. I checked the time and discovered that it had been an hour since we arrived. Oh, Tommy, you're not swimming? Whoops. Sorry for cutting you off there. Got it. After she had so much fun swimming at the pool yesterday, too. Is she having some kind of problem now? I wasn't actually. The school asked me to be the lifeguard in the boat. It should be fine, I think. I'll ask the sister. She said it's fine. Yeah, but I really do need to keep watch. A person's life could be on the line. Even shallow waters can be life-threatening. No, nothing like that. It's not especially dangerous, but the sister wants us to be careful just in case. To the lake? Sorry, I didn't realize. Sorry about that. Tamie scooped up some water into her hand. The water was surprisingly clear and beautiful. It would probably be wonderful to swim in. Anxious? Yeah. I nodded. It seemed the only rational explanation. She was okay at the pool because it was man-made. The lake was very peaceful, but it's like the ocean. But just like the ocean, it was a natural body of water. That's why it was triggering the same fear. Think you'll get your memory back? Tamie shook her head slightly. Whoops, her expression brightened. What's plan B? I'm very worried. Huh? Okay. Oh, right. No, I mean it. I thought the same thing when you invited me on that trip. I guess you forgot that too, huh? When you invited me on the trip, you said that on the last day we'd go to the beach. That's what I thought. She may be pushy, but she's also very considerate. You act like it's nothing, but it's obvious you were considering things from my point of view. I think that's what Risa meant about your good nature. What the heck? Couldn't help but laugh at the odd analogy.
いや、そういう小さいことで意識してくれたんだとしたら、これはもう美は私って感じで。
Go you, huh? Couldn't tell if she was being humble or self-congratulatory, but in its own way, that was so like her.
単位っていうのは君のことだけど。
Think I'm more like a sardine.
またまた。
Tamie had dipped her hand in the water and sprinkled me with her wet fingertips.
じゃあ、こう返しましょうか。イワシの頭も新人から。少なくとも、私にとっては最高のパートナーってことよ、マサヤさん。
Not hard if it's the only partner she's ever had. Thanks. For lunch, the students had made curry. I obviously loved the nutritious meals that the professional chefs at school prepared, but this kind of thing was nice once in a while too. Actually, it went quite a bit further than that. Everyone was clearly excited to eat the curry. Tamie and the others on cooking duty returned. Our impromptu date on the boat ended halfway when she volunteered for cooking duty. They sat down the pots and pans in their designated spots, and Tamie walked over to us.
お待たせ。お腹空いて
Yeah.
る？もうペコペコよ。泳ぐのって。マサヤさん、私が担当したお鍋はあの右から2番目のだから。君にはなるべく私が作ったのを食べてほしいのよ。
Sure.
なぜかというと、愛も一緒に煮込んだから。おー。
Chiho is oddly enough not angry.
というのは冗談で。冗談かい。
Thanks, Chiho, for expressing how I was feeling.
男の子だもん。多少微妙な味でも食べれるわよね。
あ？
暇だからって言うんで、喜び勇んでカレー作りに参加したのはいいんだけど。
Turns out I'm shit at cooking.
よくよく考えたら、私、料理なんか全然ダメだったですよ。申し訳ありません。私が手伝いに行ければよかったのですが。いや、好みは来ないでくれて、むしろ助かったんだけど。そんな！好みがどうかしたの？包丁の代わりに真剣を持ち出していたんです。
I'm suddenly very worried.
危ないわね。あれ、私よりも野菜の形がめちゃくちゃだったわよ。ただですね、別泊の気合でカレーの味も変わりません。愛があってもまずいものはまずいという、マサヤさん、一生懸命処理してね。
Gotcha. He took her hand, which was covered in band-aids. I can never refuse you after you've worked so hard.
さすがにこれ見よがしになるかと思って隠していたのに、なかなか目ざといわね、君も。発展的に考えましょう、タミエさん。発展的？赤い情念を隠し味に用いたのだと。
So you're trying to tell me that her curry is filled with her blood?
不気味よ、それ。
Yes, highly. As we talked, I made myself a plate of curry from the second pot to the right. Oh, this is vegetables were nearly whole and poorly cut.
味は一応カレーになっていると思うんだけど。なんだか野生的ですね。
Why, hello there.
それだけ聞くとちょっと美味しそうだけど。お姉様、ぜひぜひ私が作ったのを食べてください。
My condolences, Ritsuko. As she pushed the dish at her, Ritsuko's face turned white. Couldn't see her dish, but it was likely even more rustic than Tamie's. Well, down the hatch. It's not nearly as bad as it looks.
本当によかった
Tamie looked genuinely relieved. She'd been joking around about it, but given how badly she'd cut herself up making it, she had probably taken the task pretty seriously. It may look sloppy, but it's all cooked through properly.
それよ足りないテクは火力でカバーかなり煮込んだからで焦げたらいけないからずっとぐるぐるかき回して
Must have been hard.
まあねでもさすがに食べられないものは出したくなかったしせっかく初めて手作り料理なんか出すんだからさ
Yeah. The phrase, as long as there's love, probably played a role in that. For me, knowing how hard you worked to make it likely influenced the taste. At least to me, this curry was plenty tasty.
生よこれ
But maybe even love had its limits. It was after lights out. Lisa had said that this time of night was the highlight of the summer camp, but I was all alone with nothing to do. The highlight was everyone sleeping side by side, talking about all kinds of things. Normally, living in the dorms meant they were all living together under one roof, but they were still in separate rooms. Since Vincent didn't arrange any outside class trips, the students probably didn't get many chances to sleep in the same room. It sounds like fun. Huh? Who's there? Sure.
ごきげんようもう寝てた
No, I was just dozing off. I checked the time. It was already an hour past lights out. What is it?
これよこれ
Tamie had produced a bag of fireworks from behind her back.
昼間言っていた2の矢
Oh, right. I sat up.
でもそれは理由の一つに過ぎなくて単純に君と一緒に花火をしたかったんだけど
I doubt it's proper fireworks to shoot. It's probably just a bunch of sparklers. That does sound fun.
じゃあ行きましょう
Tamie had pulled me by the hand. We hadn't held hands during our trip, but now it felt completely natural to do so.
本当はすぐ来てもよかったんだけど私も夏合宿の醍醐味を味わっていたのよ
Oh, talking after lights out?
そう普段と違う環境で情報通の私でも初耳の話が出てきて結構楽しかったわね
That sounds nice. What did you talk about?
まあ誰が誰を好きとかそういうのが多いかな
Of course it would have to be that.
でも今夜は私ばっかりに話が集中しちゃったインタビューはお手の物なのにされるのはなかなか慣れないのよね
Well, you're probably the only person in this entire school that has a boyfriend. Not quite, but you're the closest to it, basically. So I think you would be the hot topic, I guess. When you say they were talking about you, you mean who you like? She nodded.
もちろんマサヤさんって答えておいたわよ
You poked my cheek. The words combined with the intimate gesture caused my face to flush beet red. What did I say to that?
やっぱりねっていう反応まあ隠してはいなかったし中には私も狙っていたのになんて人もいたんだけど
What? No way!
本当でもちゃんと釘を刺しておいたわよマサヤさんが好きなのは私らしいわよって
Right.
部屋を出ていくときはさすがに冷やかされちゃった残念だけど音がうるさいのはやめておきましょう先生にバレたら怒られちゃうもの
Sure. Bright bursts of light shot out from the tip of the sparklers. It emitted crackling sounds, but it probably wasn't loud enough to be heard in the dorm. Is this gonna spark the memories of the trip?
あの夜ってさ、台風が近づいていたんでしょ？
Yeah, the wind was really strong.
風が強かったら普通、花火なんてやらないじゃない。火もつかないし。それ、やっぱり、相当したかったってことなのかな。
Yeah, it was the last night of our trip. We were heading home the next day.
そういえばさ、マサヤさんは実際のところ、旅行のことどう思った？
What do you mean?
楽しいとか、辛かったとか。
It was fun. I mean that. I mean, it wasn't easy. But in the end, I didn't have any complaints.
マサヤさんタフだもんね。私もびっくりなレベル。
I can't deny it, but I really think a lot of it came down to I think a lot of it came down to who I was with.
私も楽しかった。
That insinuates she just remembered.
まだ記憶を思い出せたとは言えない状態だけど、でも自分が感じた気持ちならわかるんだ。内容がいまいち思い出せない小説に近いかも。
は？
内容は思い出せない。けど、面白かったと感じたことは覚えている。みたいな。
Oh. The fire went out. Tamie rattled the box around, but...
あら。
Whoops.
もう終わりか。あとはうるさいのばっかりだし。いけそうなのは。これだけよ。
We held out a large She held out the large sparkler. She lit it, and once again, we both stared at the tiny point of light. I had thought so before, but Tamie looked beautiful under the light of the sparkler. Wished that this moment could last forever. But knowing it would end made me treasure every second. Tamie cried out as the fire died.
思い出した。
I cannot take the phrase I remembered seriously anymore. Ever since I watched Second Sky No World Break, I think it was, where the entire premise of the story is that there's a school made for where people who have memories of a previous life attend, and because of said memories from a previous life, they can conjure up special abilities. Like there's like there's like a black version and a dark version and a light version. Dark version is basically casters, while light version is frontliners. And the MC, for some reason, has the memories of 2 past lives. And, like, in every decisive battle where he has problems, he basically, like, the thing is, he doesn't remember the entirety of his past life. He knows that he has 2. Like he knows he has at least 1 past life at the start, but over the course of the anime, he remembers more and more. And every time he remembers more, it's like in a tough fight that he was struggling with. And then suddenly he just remembers this random tidbit from his past. He's just like, I remember every single time. And then there's at one point where he's storming Russia by himself. And in that one singular episode, I think he says it like 16 times. and it just ruined the phrase for me. Anyways. Huh?
こうしているとき、私の頭に看板が当たったんだよね。
Yeah. You remembered everything?
全部ではない。
I see. That out the sigh I had been holding in.
でも、花火の夜のことは思い出せた。
In that moment, a tiny flame lit up in the darkness of her memory. For now, Tamie had reconstructed her memories of the trip based on what I had told her. But now, for the first time, she had recovered a memory on her own. But not a full picture, huh?
全部思い出したいのはもちろんだけど、中でも最終日が一番大事な気がするのよ。
Oh?
溺れた私をマサヤさんは助けてくれた。それってやっぱり私としては最も思い出したいところじゃない。思えば私、マサヤさんに対してきちんとお礼もしていないのよ。
Really? You mean after we got back to school? Tamie nodded.
それは何も、私が礼儀知らずとかそういうことではなくて、今言ってもなんだか薄っぺらなものになっちゃいそうな気がしたから。
Cheap, huh? It was sort of similar to my decision to not reveal my feelings until her memories returned.
もう一回溺れてみれば、いよいよ思い出せるのかもしれないけど。
She looked out at the lake. Its dark surface was beautiful to look at, but when I thought about going in, it somewhat gave me the impression of a bottomless black hole.
けど、やっぱり怖いな。
Would be too dangerous anyway. We ran out of sparklers and sat down by the shore, gazing out at the lake. Small waves threw in and out in a pleasant rhythm.
もっとそっちに行ってもいい？
Sure. I moved closer to her, still sitting. Being shoulder to shoulder felt nice. Sweet smell tickled my nostrils. Maybe it was her shampoo.
マサヤさんってさ、意外と紳士？
Huh? Where'd that come from?
だってさ。
I looked over and saw her suppressing a laugh.
旅行の間、一緒に寝ることだってあったのに、指一本触れなかったみたいだし。
Well, of course not. If that makes me a gentleman, most people in the world must be.
まあね。でも、戻ってきてからもそうじゃない。私たちは、一応、お互いの気持ちを知っているわけで。なのに、マサヤさんは、やっぱり自分からは、触ってきたりしようとはしない。
You think I'm a coward?
そういうことを言いたいんじゃないんだけど。
I figured I'd wait to do that until after we started dating officially.
そうだね。
Tamie grinned, her face turning red.
その通りだ。だって、傷物になった後、やっぱり好きでもなかったなんてなったら、私も困るもの。
The flowered?
マサヤさんってさ、童貞？
Gulp. You're not carrying your mic with you right now, are you?
ちょっと聞こうと思っていてさ。で、どうなのよ。
You won't write it down?
もちろん。
Well, yeah, I am. I mean, what choice did I have? It almost sounded like an excuse. I mean, students don't usually have a lot of time for dating. And when I was on the boat, I had all these old men around me. They were all like, "Just get a hooker!" But at my age, that seems a little.
単なる好奇心から聞いたんじゃないのよ。さっき、うちにしては珍しく、ちょっとエッチな話題が出て。
Dirty stuff?
経験あるみたいな。
How would anyone at Vincennes have done it?
実際珍しいわよ。私は初参加だけど、今までもそんな話題は出たことなかったんじゃないかしらね。それはきっと異性が出現したことの影響だと思うんだけど。さっきも言ったけど、 質問は私に集中したのよ。で、ね。マサヤさんとあなた、どうなのなんて聞かれちゃって。めくるめく桃源郷に連れて行かれたりしたのなんて。
Paradise?
まあ、それは想像が入っているんだろうけど。
That's paradise! By God, paradise for the first time is rather bloody and painful.
マサヤさんは、私としたいって思う？
Well, I stuttered for a minute, then nodded. Yeah, because I like you.
そう。私はというとね。
Found myself staring at Tamiya's profile in anticipation of her answer.
正直言って、わからないの。それは、経験がないからかもしれないし、記憶が戻らないせいかもしれない。両方かな。まあ、前者はこの際置いておいて、問題は記憶よ。つまり、きちんと告白してもらえる時が来たら、私も君のこと、求めるようになるのかもしれない。
Probably confess my feelings to her. I had said I would do that when her memories returned.
わからないけどね。とにかく、楽しみではあるな。
Yeah.
一応ね、マサヤさんの気持ちも知っておきたかったの。紳士としては、一体どう思っているのか。
You're just trying to spare my feelings, right? Tamia shook her head.
マサヤさんが私を求めてくれるなら、私もそのつもりでいるからさ。
Right.
実際、わからないのよね。こんな経験、初めてだし。さっきも言われちゃったわよ。まさかタミエさんがね、だって。
Oh, that's right. Aika said it too, like it felt unexpected.
まあ、これまでの私は報道命だったからね。
Ah, of course, I get it now.
でもさ、記者である前に、私だって思春期の女の子よ。出会いさえあればさ、誰かを好きになったっておかしくはない。
I nodded. Really hoped that the right guy would be me.
そろそろ帰ろうか。さすがに眠くなってきちゃった。
Yeah.
そうそう。私ね、実を言うと、三の矢も考えてあるの。
Huh. Fireworks? That was plan B.
そう。次の一手ということ。
Sleeping in the same room? What is it?
それは秘密。まだね。
We're not. Is it your back?
それじゃあ、おやすみなさい。
Right. Night. The night passed, and even though I thought we'd make some progress, we couldn't seem to reach a deciding moment. Seemed Tamia remembered things as she came into contact with them, but there was no way to recreate our trip. Whoops. After summer camp, we went into town to take pictures together, but in the end, she still couldn't remember. And so summer vacation ended, and our second term began.
ごきげんよう。
Morning.
元気ないみたいね。
I guess I am. I responded quietly, then sighed. Normally I would be happy about starting classes again, but I couldn't muster up the energy.
宿題が終わらなかったということではないのでしょうね。マサヤさんのことだから。やっぱりタミエさんのことで？
Yeah, we talked about getting her memories back before summer vacation ended, but Tammy's friends also knew that she hadn't completely recovered.
なかなか難しいものね。戻ってきた人のことは顔を見ればすぐに思い出していたのに。
As the end of summer vacation approached, almost all of the students were back at the school. They visited Tamie one by one, and her memories of them and Vincent had returned. But the most important memory still stubbornly refused to return.
今日は一緒にご飯を食べましょうよ。タミエさんのことも元気づけてあげたいし。
Yeah, I hope so. But it seemed Tamie didn't need any cheering up.
夏休みもいいけど、学校もやっぱり楽しいわよね。新聞も発行できるしさ。
I've missed her in her school uniform.
これ、もう読んだわよね。2学期最初のラモード・コティディエンヌ。特集はなんと、私よ。
Ah, yes, I wrote a story about myself.
私がインタビューして、私が答えるの。これが本当の自家発電なんて。
そんな時くらい誰かにマイクを渡しなさいよ。
まあそうなんですけど、結局自分のことなら自分が書いた方が早かったから。
まあそれもそうか。
後から戻ってきた人はまだよく事情を知らないじゃないですか。だからいつにも増して需要が高まるかと睨んで 1.5 倍くらい吸っておきました。
紙の無駄はやめなさいよね。
タミエさん、意外と元気なのね。
She spit down on her spoon, staring. She definitely did seem to be as lively as ever.
だって今朝なんかマサヤさん薄暗い顔をしていたのよ。それはやっぱりあなたのことがあるからでしょ。あら、マサヤさん、もう忘れちゃったの？
I don't want you to hear that from you. About what?
三の矢の存在よ。
Fancy. Oh. She had mentioned that on the way back from the lake, but she hadn't told me what it was yet, so I had forgotten all about it.
三の矢？
The others stared at her.
あのね、私には奥の手があるのよ。記憶を取り戻すための。元気がないわけじゃないのはそのせいね。なんだ、ならよかったじゃない。
Oh yeah.
でもなんで奥の手にしてあるの？早く思い出した方がいいような気がするけど。
Felt the same way. She shouldn't have needed the encouragement either.
まあね、まあそれはその通りなんだけど、ただ
She suddenly turned red and stammered.
ちょっと私としても恥ずかしいようなことというか。
恥ずかしい
Gio met this dubious response with a suspicious glance towards me. In fact, everyone did. What?
あんたってやつは。
Seriously, what?
新聞にこうあるじゃない。ここ読んだ？
Huh?
どういうきっかけで記憶が蘇っているのでしょうか。以前経験したことを繰り返すとパッと思い出せるようです。みんなのことは顔を見ればすぐに思い出せましたとあるんだけど。
Well, I don't have to read it to know that much. What about it, though?
タミエさん、顔を赤くしているけど、あんたなんか恥ずかしいような真似でもさせたわけ？
Huh? Alright, so that was the connection.
なんか喜んでます。
Oh. No way. Right?
何を焦っているのよ、あなたは。
Well, I mean, you mean that, right? We went to the mixed bath together?
そんなしたの？
I brought that on myself! With narrowed eyes and blushing faces all around me, I felt like I was staring down the barrel of a gun! And he speaks from experience! That was a mixed bath at Hot Springs. We weren't the only ones there, and we were wearing towels too.
けど私初耳よ、それ。
I was just too embarrassed to mention it. That was nothing else. That was nothing else. I mean it.
とか言ってるけど、そうなの？まあ、そうでしょうね。とにかく、私は彼のことを信じています。あら、お熱いじゃない。にゃ
なんか喜んでます。
まさやさん、一つだけ勘違いしないでほしいのは、私は何もじらしプレイとかをしたわけじゃないってことよ。
Right, got it.
私としては、普通にしていて思い出せるなら、それに越したことはないと思っていた。でも、それはもう、ちょっと無理そうだから。
Anyways, I was counting on her plant seed too. Tamie hadn't lost her cheerful attitude just yet, so I knew that was something I could count on. Oh, talking hard. After class, Tamie stopped by my room.
お昼に言った3の矢についてなんだけど。
Right. I sat up from my bed. Here it comes, I thought.
私とキスしない？
Huh? I was tongue-tied. I simply swallowed hard. Kiss?
私ね、今まで黙っていたんだけど、一つだけ元から覚えていたことがあったの。
What is it?
それがキスの感触。
I see. You mean that. You kissed me on the cheek. To be honest, it would take a while to explain the whole thing. Is that it? But Tamie shook her head.
違う。
But...
だって、私が覚えているのは、ここだもの。
She put her finger to her lips.
触れたところが、頬なのか、唇なのか。それは初めてだとしても、わかる？絶対にね。
He just went for it. He's currently sitting on the bed, he said. Like, the way his legs are positioned, he's actually not even sitting, like, on the border of the bed. Like, he's just sitting in the middle of it. And she just kind of climbed onto the bed and onto his lap. Like Jesus. She quietly climbed on top of me. I couldn't say anything. All I could do was stare at her blankly. Tamie's eyes were glazed over. It's not that I don't want to. Tamie's lips trembled. Despite her bold actions, it was obvious how tense she was.
だけど、私としてもためらいはあったのよ。だってさ、こういうことってやっぱり正式な恋人としてしたいじゃない。
Yeah.
でも、私の記憶障害は結構頑固なところがあって、このままじゃ思い出せるのがいつになるか分かったものじゃない。そんなのは私も嫌だし。ねえ、まさやさんさ、私が前にこう問いかけたの覚えているかな？記憶を取り戻した方がいいの？みたいな。
I remember. It had been a rather strange thing to ask, so it lingered in my memory.
でも、その前にもう一度確認させて。
Check what?
私、思い出した方がいいのよね。正直に言うと、私、まさやさんはキスのことを隠したいのかなって思ったのよ。だから、忘れた方がいいのかななんて、私にしては珍しくネガティブなことを考えた。今も 君が何を考えているのかはわからないんだけどね。あるいは本当に私の勘違いかもしれないけど、でももうどっちで。
Whoops. I got it. Finally got it. Realized how the misunderstanding happened. What should I do? Should I tell the truth now? It took me less than a second to decide. The girl I loved was waiting for me, eyes closed. It meant I didn't have to worry about it. It was the first real kiss of my life. But I knew the feeling of these lips. At last we parted. I wasn't sure how long our carnal exchange had lasted. Tammy's face was scarlet.
本当に思い出した。
From my lap, she started to panic. She put her hands over her mouth and looked down, blinking rapidly. Then she looked up at me, scowling.
なんで隠していたのよ。
It was like the thing at the hot spring. I was just embarrassed, I guess.
まあそうなんだろうね。
That's why you hid it? Like, I would have just straight up said, like, she said she didn't want her first kiss to be because of some bet, so I didn't want her to you to believe that your first kiss was CPR either.
それにしても人工呼吸だったなんて。
That was it. That was when she remembered the feeling of our lips touching.
キスと勘違いした自分がちょっと恥ずかしい。
I just thought of it as math to math. That's why I completely spaced on it. I was so desperate back then. I didn't have time to get sentimental.
でもマサヤさんよくできたわね。人工呼吸なんて。
I took a course on it when I worked on the boat. You practiced on dolls, though. That was my first real kiss.
やっぱり君ってなかなかすごい人だわ。私唇の感触だけ覚えていたのよね。それでてっきりこれはキスでもしたに違いないと思い込んで。
Sorry for the cracking my finger you had to hear there. Let's make you hear a few more. Those last two were my elbows. Anyways,
これ大失敗よね。
you remember that was the goal. A failure? But you remembered, right?
そうだけどさ、私としてはなんていうか間違った確信みたいなものがあったわけで、これは謝った方がいいのかな。
I said so earlier, but I wanted to do it. I wrapped an arm around her waist and drew her closer to me. Tamie, please be my girlfriend. As she accepted my feelings, I felt all my tension leave me. Thank goodness.
そんなに緊張したの？
Tamie was all smiles again. Of course I was. I didn't know what was going to happen when you got your memory back.
安心しなさいな。記憶を取り戻してね。もっと君のことが好きになったから。
Her unbridled affection caused my heart to swell.
あれかな、好感度53万から 変身したみたいな感じ？そして、その変身をあと2回も残している。この意味がわかるかね？
Please don't mention affection points. Like the game that immediately comes to mind with affection points is Trillion God of Destruction. And that usually doesn't end well for at least one character. Since one character usually does die. Spoiler? Nope. Her body shook with laughter. It was a pleasant feeling.
なんか幸せ。こういう感覚って、私、初めてだな。
Yeah, same here. To love someone and have your feelings returned. Never had that before, but it made me feel happier than I could properly express.
じゃあ、今度こそ、恋人としてのキスを、ちょうだい。
I leaned in slowly. I did what only a lover could do. What I wanted to do, because I loved her. I love you, Tamie.
私も、まさやさん、好き。
I wanted to stay like this forever, but my lips were starting to go numb. She looked downward, then burst out laughing.
なんか私、大胆な格好してる。
You're just realizing this now?
最初はちょっと、かなり緊張していて。
I knew that from the start. You're sitting on my thigh. I was distracted by the steamy sensation of my on my thigh too. However, telling her how I felt came first. But now that our exchange was done, I found myself supremely interested in the area around her skirt, with only one thing separating us, but being a single layer of fabric.
前にちょっとそんな話をしたと思うけど、まさやさ、私としたい？
Oh boy, we're gonna wake up the entire dorm. My heart just skipped a beat. I wrapped my chest to try to work food down my throat, then answered, I want to. Tammie's face flushed a deeper shade of red, and she quickly averted her eyes.
そういうものなんだろうな。きっと私にも分かったの。いや、まさか私にも分かる日が来るなんて思わなかった。
She bopped herself on the head and looked at me. Her eyes glazed over once more.
好きな男子を求める気持ちというのか、欲求というのか。
I subconsciously pulled Tamie towards me, but she put her hand against my chest.
ちょっと心の準備というか。欲を言えばシャワーも浴びたいし、歯はさっき磨いたけど、化粧はどっちでもいいかな。
She rambled on by herself, but that was just the kind of person she was.
そうだ。さ、今度の日曜、改めて湖畔に行きましょうよ。
The one up the mountain?
うい。私、結局泳げなかったじゃない。でも今はそんなことないと思うし。だから、改めて二人きりで、どうかな。
Hold the fucking phone, it's the first time I'm gonna be outside. That's bold. Of course it is.
じゃあ、そうしましょう。
In the end, we exchanged one last kiss, and then Tamie moved away.
今日はもう帰るわね。それじゃあ、ごきげんよう。
Ah, sure, see ya. And then she disappeared. She must have been embarrassed. But again, so was I. Felt like my face was on fire. Let out a joyful howl. I then threw myself back on my bed. The next day, after class, Tamie came by Maria Hall. We were all gathered together in the courtyard, and we stood side by side.
では、大発表です。
I'd never seen her point the microphone at herself. She wasn't actually recording, nor was it even plugged in, so I guess it was just for effect.
私とマサヤさんですが、とうとう本当の恋人になりました。
There was a cheer, and everyone applauded. And surprisingly, no one screamed out in rage.
ありがとう。
Thanks. We bowed to them, and we're truly grateful for their support. Tamie spoke up once more, as if to explain our current situation.
本当言うとね、お互いの気持ちは分かっていたの。ただ、私の記憶が回復するまでは保留にしましょうみたいになっていて。じゃあ、全部思い出したの？うん。昨日言っていた奥の手でね。よかったわね。本当に。本当よね。思えば頭を打ってから1ヶ月。記憶喪失なんてめったにできない体験じゃない。だから、それはそれで楽しかったけど。
Ah, yes! My amnesia was very fun!
楽しいの？
Exactly! My reaction!
まあ、何事も経験というやつよ。もっとも、前回したからそんなことも言えるんだけどね。
Not yearly experience.
で、ちょっと気になっていたんだけど、奥の手というのは何だったの？
They sucked face.
それな、言っちゃっていいのかな。彼氏が渋っているからやめておきます。あら、残念。私も口から先に生まれたとか、歩く覚醒器とかいろいろ言われたもんだけど、恋人同士の秘め事はね、なかなか言えないわよね。
You just told! You just told! You basically just told them. Everyone else present was probably thinking the same thing too.
みんなには先に報告しましたけど、明日の新聞にも載るから楽しみに待っていて。
Huh? You're gonna write about it?
それはそうよ。いえ、何もね、そうして自慢したいなんてことは思っていないんだけど、少ししか。
I just, like, I don't know why, but I just, for the first time, like, read the something on the back of this bottle. Like, die perfekte Erfrischung. Angenehm fruchtig, nicht zu süß, und dabei vollkommen natürlich. The English translation would be the perfect refreshment. Nice, nice fruity flavor, not too sweet, and completely natural. Like, that's basically the translation. And yes, I'm still talking about beer. Like I said, it's Radler.
少しは思っているわけか。
でも本当の目的は、それこそ全校に向かって報道したいってことなの。
So basically, she's trying to say like, back up my man!
だってさ、夏合宿の時とか話題にならなかった？そっちの部屋でも。
話題？
マサヤさんのこと。
Chio and Ruriko exchanged a glance.
ええ、出ましたよ。やっぱりね。で、どんな？素敵な殿方ですよね。というようなお話です。
What? No way!
それが本当なのよ。
Chio smiled dryly.
私もちょっと驚いちゃったけど。
でも、 驚くには当たらないと思いますよ。確かにマサヤさん素敵ですし。それよそれ。そんな話が私の部屋でも出たの。であればこれはやっぱりまずいじゃない？まずいのですか？アプローチをしようかなと思う人が出てこないとも限らない。そこで先手を打って公表しようと考えたってわけ。ま、ペンは剣よりも強しってやつよね。
Once again, she's basically trying to say, back off my man! I wasn't really sure how that saying applied to this situation though.
それは賢明な判断よ。知らなかったら私もアプローチをかけていたかも。
Please don't eat me. I only said that because her tongue was out like that. Tamie nodded, looking pleased.
そんな人気の男子をゲットできた。ぬははって高笑いしたい気分よ。
Yeah.
ぬははってね。
まあそれは半分冗談として、マサヤさんの周りには我が校の美人どころが集まっていることだし。
That's right, she said something like that before. She didn't give herself much credit. Tamie is beautiful too.
マサヤさんがこの先ふらつかないようにするためにもね。私も鉛筆を振るわないと。
I'm not going to stray.
まあそれもそうだったか。
With everything said and done, our group dispersed. After the club meeting ended, Tamie stopped by again. There was no need to ask how we would spend our time together. Sucking face! Well, you know. I could feel her racing pulse through her lips. Tamie's body was radiating heat.
こういうのってさ、ABC って言ったりするじゃない？
Yeah.
私、楽しみの反面、ちょっと怖い感じもあるから、A の段階でよく慣れておかないとって思って。
No, can we just talk about it? About how in beer ads, like there's like one drop of water that just like goes down like the front, like the basically the emblem of the brewery. Hold on, let me just try to look this up. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do like Warsteiner.
Es gibt viele gute Gründe anzustoßen. Was ist deiner? Kreiere.
Okay, this literally looks like that. Looks like they fucking dipped the entire fucking thing in water.
Suchst, was passt. Deine Frau von dass die Jage es Fangware. Was du machst, mach das einzig wahre. Warsteiner.
Das einzig wahre. Warsteiner. Whoops! That is a JonTron video! I did not mean to click on that! Whoops! Oh. Anyways. Between our passionate kisses and warm bodies pressing against each other, against one another, it felt like we were melting into one, both body and soul. Our lips were smooth and slightly wet. Each time our lips touched, I felt an indescribable ecstasy. Seriously.
キスがこんなにいいものだったなんて。これはちょっと癖になっちゃいそうよ。
Our lips intertwined softly. Our hot breath hot breath sent chills down my spine. Every touch felt hot, and that heat made it feel like a true exchange of love.
もうほんと素敵。ねえ、マサヤさん、もっと深いキスちょうだい。
I had never seen her acting so sexy before. I felt my trousers grow tight in response. I needfully pressed my lips against hers. With parted lips, she took my tongue in her mouth. It was like she had been waiting for this moment. This looks kind of weird. This looks like they're both just like holding out their tongues and deciding, you know, let's just drool a bit for fun. Because like there was like no kiss before. Like their lips aren't even close enough to consider it a kiss. So it just looks weird. Thank you for saying his name. Wet sticky noises echoed through the room as our tongues twined hungrily. We get it! This is amazing! Just kissing felt so good, but this... Never knew making out with someone could feel this amazing. The sensation of passionately kissing the girl I loved was, intoxicating. Bit by bit, the world around me started going white. Whoops. Tamie threw herself in our exchange more and more, and tightly pressed her body against mine. Her breasts were squished against my chest, and I was spellbound by their softness. I wasn't expecting a strenuous form of exercise, but her shoulders were... This wasn't exactly a strenuous form of exercise, but her shoulders were heaving with each breath. Huh? Wait, did he just in his pants? For a moment I thought pre-cum had seeped through my pants. That wasn't what she was referring to. I tried to get the gears of my brain working, and when they did, I finally understood. Don't worry about that. It's okay. Tamie's hips wriggled nervously. Focused on that sensation, in fact, I could feel something hot and wet pressed against me. Oh. Oh my. Not good, it's only getting harder. Potatoes were definitely tempting, but Tamie didn't seem to notice. She was usually so observant, but I guess our makeout session had dulled her senses somewhat. Sure. Tamie's lustful begging was truly alluring. Say the second one, please. Thank you. As we practiced our ABCs, the Sunday we had been waiting for arrived. And then they banged the lights out of each other. Quite possibly because it actually is a date. Yeah. Tamie took my hand. Before now, holding hands meant nothing more than light intimacy between friends. But now she was my girlfriend. That thought alone filled me with a sense of gratitude. Tamie wiped at her brow. I had worked up quite a sweat myself. Yeah.
今日はいつも通りのすっぴんよ。まさやさんはメイクしていた方が好き？
I don't know. I think you look beautiful either way, so...
お上手。
Tamie turned around and smacked me on the shoulder. Ow! She hit me pretty hard. I guess she really was the bashful type.
っていうか、そんなこと言われたの初めてだわ。まさやさんって褒めて伸ばすタイプ？
I don't know. Maybe you just haven't heard it before since this is an all-girls school.
でも同性だって評価はするわよ。むしろ異性よりもシビアにやるかもしれない。そんな中でほら、例えばラットドスール、トップ美人として昔から一目置かれていたわね。
La Tutsu. Marika?
以前の一名は大輪の花、グランデフルールよ。大したものじゃない。
If you didn't talk so much, you might get a title like that too. That was kind of mean. I don't mean that as an insult. I actually really like how cheerful you are. And you immediately turned it around. What I mean is, when it comes to being a true beauty, I think your overall character is just as important as your appearance.
なるほどね。
Tamie, you said that at Vincennes you're surrounded by nothing but beautiful girls. I'd always thought of you as being one of them, though. Ow.
でもそんな風に言ってもらえるとちょっと嬉しいかな。いや、かなりかな。報道命の私ではあるけれど、女の子だもん。やっぱり容姿のことは気になるわよ。それで化粧品なんかも持っていたんだし、それより何より相手は彼氏だもんね。だから君に綺麗って言ってもらえるとほんと結構嬉しいのよ。
Yeah. Tamie, you are beautiful. Rather than hitting me again, she simply hugged me. Hup! I held her body gently and spun her around. Feeling her body heat and smelling her sweet fragrance, I felt truly happy.
到着！やっぱりやじきた系の2人だからかな。前回より早く感じたわ。
I assumed she was referring to us getting to the lodge in record time.
じゃあ早速着替えましょう。
She quickly headed for the entrance. Then she rattled the knob.
あら、閉まってる。
Well, obviously.
参ったな。私中で着替えるつもりでいたんだけど。
I'm already wearing mine.
私もそうすればよかった。乗れるかなと思ってさ。じゃあしょうがない。ちょっと頼りない感じもあるけど、青空の下で着替えるしかないか。
I'll just wait here then. You go on ahead and get changed by the lake.
いや、いいよ。
Huh? What is?
ほら、海には魔物が住むって言うし、波打ち際で一人裸になったりしたら深みに引きずり込まれるかも。
We're not at the ocean.
まあまあ。
She ignored my observation and dragged me with her to the lake shore.
手が熱い。私ちょっと緊張しちゃってる。
I'd also noticed how sweaty her hand was in mine. As usual, the lake was as peaceful as could be. There were no monsters there. Well, not that I mind. I'm actually happy. Tommy's face and even her ears were bright red. Well, want to get changed?
そうしましょう。後ろ向いていてよ。
Okay. We took a few steps away from each other and started getting changed. All I had to do was remove everything but my swim trunks, and then I was done. I heard the rustling of clothes behind me. The sound alone tickled my ears. Just hearing it filled me with a strange sensation.
振り返ったら、私、お空へと帰っていかなくちゃならなくなるからね。
What is this, the graceful crane? You know, this kind of reminds me of when we camped out at the shrine.
うん、
You know, you were wiping yourself off, and I showed up. At the time, I didn't see your breasts, but I thought your back was beautiful.
背中
Your skin was so smooth, I could tell even from a distance.
下はもう履いたから背中見たいなら振り返ってもいいよ
No, I'd better not. I don't think I'd be able to stay standing.
なんで笑ってごまかしてるしまあいいけど
Not even Tommy knew everything about male physiology. The swimsuit will be revealing enough. I've gotta show restraint. Well, I guess it's okay if she shows. If she knows. We are dating after all. No, just came here to play in the water, that's all. Letting you know what get too big would be a bit much.
もういいよ
By the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this empty tissue box with numerous bottle caps. Right. My mental wanderings had left me feeling hot from head to toe.
この水着だけどさやっぱりちょっと冒険しすぎたかな
In other words, perfect for the public beach, because by God, I personally wouldn't want my girl to be running around in an overly revealing one. Because I'd start feeling jealous, I guess. Like, I am a very jealous man, personally. So yeah. Anyways, I think it looks good.
これを買った時点ではまだマサヤさんのことをそんなに意識していたわけじゃなかったんだけどせっかくカメラ旅行に付き合ってくれるんだもんサービスしてあげようかななんて思ったわけよまあ母音でもあるまいしサービスになるのっていう心のツッコミはあったんだけどね
Well, I think it's fun. It's a wonderful service.
マサヤさんなんか目がエッチ
Does that bother you?
ダメではないけど
Tamie wriggled. It was incredibly alluring. I now have a bag of bottle cap. I could probably chuck that at somebody's face and it would hurt a lot. Hold on. There we go, now it's closed properly.
でも本当に似合ってる
Yeah, it looks great.
ならよかった冒険した甲斐もあったってものですよ
Her body was perfectly toned, and the revealing nature of her swimsuit only further emphasized her curves. Fencers, party of one! Well, shall we get to swimming now? Are you sure you're okay?
平気
She narrowed her eyes as she turned to the sparkling surface.
全然怖くない
Okay, let's go then. You race to the water.
やっぱり自然の中で泳ぐのは気持ちいいわ
Tommy had been doing the freestyle stroke, and quite brilliantly at that, but she was now floating peacefully on her back.
こんなに気持ちいいならなんで私夏合宿に出なかったんだろうなもったいない
Didn't know how to swim before, remember?
そっか自分のことなのに素でボケちゃった私が泳げるようになったのは君のおかげか私前は本当に金槌風味だったのよこうなるとちょっと意外でしょ
Yeah, when I see you now, it definitely is.
そう考えると私も結構変わったんだろうなマサヤさんが登場して
She turned her wet face toward me and grinned.
そのことがなんだかすごーく嬉しいのよ泳げるようになったでしょ
Tommy raised a finger as if counting.
夢の列島縦断を果たした そして恋心を知った。それから、はい、チューなんかも経験した。これって本当不思議な留学生のおかげよ。
Tamie reached out and tugged playfully on my earlobe.
私は信仰心はないけど、今回ばっかりは神の導きを持っちゃうな。
Tamie? Gently pulled her hand off my ear and twined my fingers with hers. I felt the love welling up in my heart. I feel the same. Coming here, meeting you, and everyone. It made me happy. From the bottom of my heart. We sat around for a while, then took a break on the shore. Summer vacation may be over, but the heat from the sun was as powerful as it had been at midsummer. The rays of sunlight beating down on my wet body felt pleasant.
記憶が回復して、私、花火の夜に話したことも思い出したんだよね。今回の旅行はきっと思い出になる。私たち、そんな話をしたでしょ？
Yeah.
あの時は、なんだか照れくさく感じたものだけど、でも振り返ってみると、本当に素敵な思い出だよね。
I nodded. That was one of the reasons why I wanted her to recover her memory so badly. We had grown closer because of that trip, and I wanted Tamie to get better as quickly as possible. When I saw you in the hospital, and you looked at me like I was a stranger, I felt really sad. And hearing you lost all your memories, that part hurt the most. She put her hand on my shoulder and turned toward me.
悲しませちゃって、ごめんね。
It's okay. But she came back to school, and she gradually started to remember things. That was a relief. Felt like you'd come back to me.
あんなトラブルは生涯でもう二度とないだろうけど、それを抜きにしてもさ。
Next time, you're getting amnesia.
私たち、この先もずっと一緒だよね。
Of course we will. We gazed deeply into each other's eyes. There were still droplets of water stuck to Tamie's skin. It was kind of erratic. I can't hold back anymore. I readied myself and drew her to me. Are you sure this is appropriate CG? Because I feel like this is not an appropriate CG. System. Configuration. Hold on. What? Hold on, what? Wait, hold on. Huh? Why? Huh? Why? Are they... That... What? What? Why are there no settings for the screen opacity? Oh yeah, because this is the screen opacity. I have forgotten! There we go. Now I won't have to censor anything if suddenly your fucking bra comes off. Because I do not trust all ages versions anymore. Tamie, I want you. I pushed aside my embarrassment and just said it outright.
私もね、もう不安はないつもりなの。マサヤさんとキスとかをして。
Wow, for the first time together, they really are just not only going to become one with each other, but become one with nature as well. Huh. That sounds like they're gonna fuck the ground. But you know what I mean, they're doing it outside.
一つになりたい。 みたいな。そういう欲求はあるから。
The words alone set my body on fire. I flexibly held her a bit tighter, and she averted her eyes nervously.
でも、ここで
No one is around.
そうだけど。
I cut her off mid-sentence and pressed my lips hard against hers. Her body felt tense at first, but she quickly reciprocated. Hesitation seemed to vanish. She passionately twined her tongue with mine. Tommy must have felt this burning need too. The inside of her mouth felt hotter than usual. Can we stop with the noises? Please talk. Just talk.
マサヤさんとキスするの。大好きなの。
Me too. Doing this with you. It's driving me crazy. As you pulled away, I could see that her face was flushed.
もう、ずるいよ。
Huh?
そんな風にされたら、私も我慢できなくなっちゃう。私、ね、実を言うと、君とこういう関係になるまで、濡れるっていうの、なったことなかったのよ。
Down there.
そう。だから、我慢できないとか、欲求とか、そんなのも知らなかったのに。今は、感じるの。
Her passionate confession made my heart skip a beat. Whoops. I wonder if she's right now. The desire to find out bubbled within me. I quietly reached out for her ass. It was wet all over, so it was hard to tell.
今の触り方、すごくエッチ。
So, how much longer is this gonna keep up? It wasn't intentional. By the way, I was touching a place only lovers could ever touch. Everything around me turned pink. I felt so lightheaded I thought blood was going to gush out of my nose.
本当に、ここで、しちゃうの？
Tamie looked back at me from over her shoulder, her expression seeming hopeful. It's just... you look so beautiful in your swimsuit. As if pleased by the words, her slender body began to tremble. When I look at you, I can't help myself. The sight of my lover's body trembling with arousal pushed my lust to greater heights. Tamie? It's okay, right?
その代わりに、
Exchange?
もしもこんなところ、誰かに見られたら、私、もうお嫁に行けなくなっちゃうから。
Deal!
その時は、君が責任取ってよ。
Got it. Part of me hopes someone does see us then. We continued our makeout session, and she blushed harder and harder. For long, making out led to foreplay, and foreplay to sex. We spent an intimate afternoon together, and neither of us would have had it any other way. After we were done, we shared a leisurely kiss and relaxed together on the lakeside. We washed off the lake and began our trek back to the dorm.
これは明日筋肉痛になるかも。
Was it? It was around here, I think. Anyways. Same here, I bet.
1週間歩き詰めでもなんてことなかった私たちなのにね。
We just used muscles we're not accustomed to using.
それだ。
As we walked, we laughed and conversed with one another. Anyone uninformed of our relationship would think it to be a strange sight, but we were as happy as can be. Tamie happily squeezed my hand and released it.
これで私たちとうとう男女の間柄かーい。嬉しいのは言うまでもないけど、でもそうなると気になってくるのがグランデボートよね。3年生になったら一緒に学校に通えないなんてやっぱり寂しいじゃない。
Yeah.
今どうなっているのかしらね。明日マリア館に行ってみようかな。放課後は毎日会合しているんでしょ？
I nodded.
じゃあ明日は私も顔を見せるからそう伝えておいてくれるかな。
Alright.
それにしてもさっきも言ったけど、まさか私にステディをはるかに超えた男子ができるなんてね。
Do try to keep up your... Whoops. Do try to keep up your impartiality in your newspaper, though.
ちょっと前までは思いもよらなかったわよ。
Well, it is an all-girl school. Even the staff are women.
でもそれだけじゃなかったのよ。私結局男子になんか興味なかったし。君には惚れちゃったけど。
Tamie laughed shyly. It was charming to see. We decided to continue our conversation in the rose garden.
思えば私って世のため人のために生きてきたのかもしれないな。
Huh? What do you mean?
そんな風に言ったら何やら大げさだけどさ。つまりこういうことよ。私は校内新聞の部数を3倍に伸ばした伝説の編集長であり。
That triple thing isn't true.
まあね。ともあれ、私はメディアの役割をきちんと果たしてきたと思う。
I'd say so, yeah.
私は報道部として新聞作りに携わって、それって要するに世のため人のためだったのかななんて。もちろん仕事じゃあるまいし部活なんだから本人が楽しんでやっていただけのことではあるんだけどね。部活は楽しいけど2学期からは部長に就任したし。
Oh, that's right. Congratulations.
どうも。でもね、これからはもうちょっと私のために生きてもいいのかななんて、そんなことも思うわけよ。
In other words, the newspaper is going to become pro-reform propaganda. Masa just looks at her like, what? I'm going to do propaganda. This can only go badly. For yourself? What do you mean specifically?
具体的には君の存在。恋人なんていうのは私の人生において真新しい存在よ。
Tamie put a hand to her heart.
真新しい存在が、まさやさんが今は私の心の中心にいる。そういう変化、変身。前にもちょっと冗談で言ったけど、変身後の私はこの心の中を大切にして生きてみるのも悪くないかもしれないななんて、そんなことを思っちゃって。どう思う？
I didn't know how to respond. My heart was too full. I'm happy. That's all I can say.
そっか。
She grinned from ear to ear.
まあ、具体的に何ができるかはおいおい考えていきましょう。そろそろ帰ろうか。ちょっと暑いし。
Sure. You left the rose garden hand in hand. Tamie? I love you. The end.
最終話。君のためにできること。
All the things I can do for you, baby. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop immediately. I think I'm gonna be I think I should be able to do a 3-hour part today because tomorrow's gonna be Friday, so I'm gonna have my online class for like the first half of the day. So I can basically sleep less, take a nap after the classes, and then still be rested for part 1 for Magico A2. I still have to figure out how to download A3 though. Also, it's also actually already set in stone which game I'm gonna be playing after Magikoi. I am not gonna be holding a vote on it, like it's actually properly set in stone. Mainly because I've had this game on this fucking computer for I don't know how long. And this game is called Daito Shokan no Hitsujikai. It is. I've watched the anime for the fucking thing, but it's been an extremely long time, and it's actually from August. The same people who also made Fortune Arterial, and I'm still waiting for an English translation of that. Since I really fucking enjoyed the anime and really fucking enjoyed the manga, so I really want to play the visual novel. Since I can tell it's gonna be better than both. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing Daito Shokan no Hitsuchikai after I'm done with all the Magikoi content that is currently out. And I'm going to try my best to keep up to date with any of the translation stuff for Magikoi. Because I will play more Magikoi the fucking second it comes out. Like, this is a Magikoi channel now. I mean, the people who have actually seen it at this point, the channel banner is Best Girl having a drink. So, yeah, there's that. Once again, thanks, Tiny, for making that. You're a cool dude. Best boy and all that. Anyways, as promised, Tommy stopped by Maria Hall, but couldn't get a straight answer.
1学期のうちは生徒会でアンケートを取ってくれたのだけど。ああ、そっか。じゃあ2学期からは私がやりましょうか。タミエさんさえ良ければぜひお願い。了解。私その手のことは得意だからね。実際気になっていたのよね。途中経過がわからないとやっぱり気合も入らないし。
新聞に載せていくの？ああ、まあ
それもありかな。でもそのために行ったわけじゃないんです。
なら何のために？
それはもちろん。
Tommy trailed off and glanced over at me.
もはや私個人にとっても最大の関心事ですからね。彼氏が学校に残れるかどうかは。
そういうことか。
でもやっぱり厳しいのかな。やっぱりって何かしら？正直言って共学賛成派がそんなにいるとは思えないじゃない。まあここで推測を述べてもしょうがないか。調べてみればわかること。じゃあ私はこれで。あら、早速？善は急げってね。ごきげんよう。タミエさんもせっかちね。せっかちなあなたに言われてしまってはタミエさんも型なしね。
It means even more from someone who's as impatient as her.
あら、そうよ。
まあもともとの性格もあるんでしょうけど、でもタミエももう以前の彼女とは違うってことなんでしょうね。 この色男め。
Ow! Hey, don't pinch me so hard!
何言ってるのよ。こんなのまだ序の口よ。
Please stop pinching me. The next day, after class, she dropped by Maria Hall once more to report her findings.
どうだった？あんまり芳しいものではないわね。でも、最初としては、まずまずなのかな。結果を発表します。白百合会の得票数。紅バラ会は、417となりました。まずまずと言うから、どのくらいかと思ったら、
They have votes!
じゃない。
Like they have votes! That is a start!
まだ最初だからよ。初期段階においては、女子校維持派が多いに決まっているのだから。まあ、そうね。これからグランデボートに向けて、白百合会には大いに頑張ってもらいたいところだわ。
タミエも協力してくれたりするの？
協力？
新聞紙上とかで。
いやそれは。
Tamie shook her head fervently.
やっぱり、公私混同はできないですね。私のポリシーにも反するし。
なるほどね。根っこのところは、やっぱり変わらないわけか。
And it's good like that. Like, that is good that she's sticking to her guns. Like, some people would get angry for some fucking reason, but no, that's good.
昨日、そんな話が出たんです。タミエさんは、以前のタミエさんとは違うのだな、と。あら、ご明察よ。確かに、ラモード・コティディエンヌを私物化しようとまでは思えないけど。
Instead, she'd make her own one.
今となっては、私、報道部を最優先するつもりはないもの。と言いますと？報道に生きていたのは、昔の私。今の私は、恋に生きるわね。ほー。本当にお熱いですね。
Like, everyone's just gonna become pissed at Masaya. Like, this is still so funny. Since, like, Tamie was the one that showed, like, the least romantic interest in Masaya. But now you're going for her. Like, everyone else is just like, this dumb motherfucker, I'm going to beat his ass. And it's amazing. Ow, ow.
何してるのよ。
Inflicting pain.
とはいえ、新聞作り以外に私に何ができるか、なかなか心もとないところではあるわね。
何それ？
彼氏のために私ができることって何かなとか、最近そんなことを考えているんです。
またつねってもいい？
Please don't.
あら、でもタミエさん、いろいろとできるじゃない。何？例えば。インタビューとか取材とか。それは新聞作りの一環でし
ょ。マイクを出す手が見えないくらいに早い。
それも同じ。
Now that they mentioned it, she really did have some amazing skills.
推しが強い。それはもともとの性格。と、まあ、こんな調子だものね。先が思いやられるわよ。
Well, whether you can do anything for me or not, I'll always think of you as an amazing person.
まさやさん。いきなり褒めてますけど、この人。二人だけの世界に入っているわね。
今が一番お熱い時期なのよ、きっと。
ということは、待てば帰らぬ日和
I don't like that Ruriko sounds so similar to a certain other very, let's say, a lover girl. What I'm trying to say is, please don't fucking turn out like Miyako. I'm fucking scared. I kinda forgot Miyako's name for a second. I feel bad about that. The thing is, I remembered her family name, Sheena. But I didn't remember her actual name. The one I actually use more. Miyako. Like, please don't turn out like Miyako. Ruriko?
こらこら、何を待とうというのよ。あら、聞こえてしまいましたか。これだものね。素敵な彼氏を持つと気苦労が絶えないわ。はいはい。のろけもそのくらいにね。
Like Mitsuki just like, yeah, okay, you can stop. You can stop. Just, I was trying to find a way not to say blow each other, but I can't find anything else to say instead of that. So you can stop blowing each other.
でもさっきの話だけど、私結構真面目に考えてるのよね。部活ももちろん楽しいけどね、それだけじゃいられないっていうのが今の心境よ。あとは何かしらね。神出鬼没で鼻が利く。浮気の現場は抑えられそうね。そして激写。
見かけによらず体力がある。
まあそれ自体は悪いことではないけど。
At your opt on Sunday, probably.
まあいずれにしろ、マサヤさんはそうした気持ちを尊んでいるようです。であれば当面はそれでいいのではないでしょうか。それもそうね。
As usual, Ruriko knew how to cap a discussion. I was truly grateful for the sentiment, though. I feel like that's more what it should come out as.
正味の話、来年で学校を追い出されたら、マサヤさんどうするの？
Good question. I set down my chopsticks and weighed my options. Well, I still need to graduate, so I guess I would re-enroll at my old school.
栄達学園だっけ？
Yeah, I'm surprised you remember that.
彼氏のことですから。でも、どこにあるの？その学校。
It's close by. If I had to commute, I'd want a place next to the station in Tsugigaoka, of course.
そっか。ちょっと安心。距離さえ近いなら、会おうと思えば会えるものね。
Yeah.
とにかく、1年我慢すればいいだけか。そう思うと、ちょっと気が楽になるけど。
Speaking of which, Tamie, what will you do after you graduate next year?
エスカレーターに乗って番宣の女子大へ。楽だしね。そっちは寮じゃないからいつだって会えるし、場所も近いから一安心よ。マサヤさんは卒業したらどうするの？
Wait, so is Vincennes Girls University also in financial trouble? Or do they just not have any problems? In all honesty, I haven't really thought about it. It's that bad. Actually, Ryosuke from Hoshiyori Yume Mirai is the only main character in any of the visual novels I've played so far that has a concrete plan for the future. I think. Like, I don't remember any other that actually has a concrete plan of what he's going to do with his life. Like, Ryosuke was the only one. It's kind of strange, actually.
どうかな。友達と話をしても、番宣の女子大に行く以外の答えを聞いたことがないけど。
It's because I've been living with the bare essentials for so long, I never had time to think about the future, I guess. That seemed like a poor excuse. I had to start thinking about my future seriously, too. You're lucky, Tamie. You have a dream.
夢?
About being an anchor woman, right?
ああ。そんなのはほんと、それこそ夢よ。
She waved her hand dismissively.
現実的に考えて、やっぱり無理そうな話だし。
You think so? I don't know about that.
なんで？根拠があるなら聞かせてほしいな。冗談抜きに。
Okay, I'll tell you after class.
わかった。
It's because you're beautiful. Looking good is essential to becoming an anchor woman, right?
恋人の欲目ってやつ？
No!
異性の方が評価が甘かったりするのかな。
She had said something similar before today, too. Like, I'm starting to like Tamie even more because she deals with this kind of stuff the same way. Like, it's just biased. Maybe you just have low standards. Perhaps you should get some glasses. Like, that is my reaction to those kinds of compliments. And yes, I've actually received them before. I have never once fucking believed them, though.
でも不思議。君にそんな風に言われると、末はクレオパトラか陽気比かって気分になれる。
What a shameless thing to say. You did say I was the flattering type. It's not just baseless flattery, though.
うん。
What I'm trying to say is, I believe in your dream. That feels like the best way for me to return the favor.
何？お返しって。
You said it before in front of everyone. You wanted to do something for me. I want to do something for you too. So something for you too, and that's to encourage you.
ありがとう。なんか、君さえいれば、私の人生違ったものになりそうな気がする。とっくに違ってるんだけどね。
I nodded. Loving someone and being loved in return seemed like it would change a lot of things. For me, meeting Tamie, our lives entwining into one, it changed my life completely.
漠然とした夢に過ぎなかったけど、そういうことなら、ちょっと真面目にやってみようかな。ちょうどこれから先、番宣のは話題にはこと書かないことだし。
You mean the vote?
そう。もちろん報道部としては元から追っかけるつもりではあったんだけど、ちょっとプロ意識を持ってみんなに当たってみようかなって。これまでは私の性格でグイグイ押していたんだけど、それだけじゃ社会に出た時困るじゃない？
That's right.
まあ、まだまだ遠い先の話だけどね。とにかく。
Tamie looked around to make sure no one was watching, then put her arms around me.
先に彼氏のために何ができるかを考えないと。マサヤさんもリクエストがないか考えてよ。
As she spoke, she bit my earlobe lightly, and I gave a trembling nod. From then on, Tamie came by every week with survey results. Support for the White Lily Society hadn't changed, and I wasn't happy about that. However, there was one thing I could be happy about.
最近のタミエさん、評判がいいみたいよ。
え？何それ？
Is she gonna get a new title in this? She's gonna get a new title in this, isn't she?
さすがの情報通も、自分自身の噂は耳にしていないかしら。毎週聞いて回ってくれているでしょ？その時の聞き方が丁寧だって。
悪口のつもりで言うわけではないけれど、以前のタミエさんは推しの一手だったものね。それが 今はちょっと違う。そのことでみんな感心したり驚いたりしているみたい。そっか。
Isn't that great, Tamie?
あら、意識してそうしていたの？
実は、私、将来はアナウンサーを目指そうかな、なんて思って。
アナウンサー？
Whoops.
それには、丁寧に相手の話を聞くっていうスキルも身につけておいて損はないじゃない？それで、やり方を変えてみたんだけど。
へえ、あなた、偉いわね。
ほんと、今から先のことを考えている人なんて、万千のにはあんまりいないし。恋をして、私も成長したってことですよ。言うわね。
でも確かにそうなんでしょうね。一読者として思うのだけど。
何を？
Her handling of a microphone was still second to none.
前よりも、もっと、紙面が充実している気がする。
それは、私が編集長になったからよ。
少しは謙遜しなさいよ。
まあ、すべてにおいてパワーアップできたのは、まさやさんのおかげなんだけどね。だから、こちらとしても早いところお返ししたいものなんだけど、まだできなくて。
前に憎たらしいこと言っていたわよね。彼氏のために何かしてあげたい。
that disgusting thing!
憎たらしいんですか。
まあ、それは冗談だけど、まだ実行していないの？
この人がなかなかリクエストを出してくれないもので。
Well, I did actually think of something.
あら、本当？どんなこと？
I'm a little embarrassed to say it here. I'll tell you later.
恥ずかしい？
Whoops.
もしかして、エッチなこと？
Internal monologue.
恥ずかしいようなことを要求するんだわ、きっと。
Internal monologue.
まさやったら、ほどほどにしなさいよね。
Internal monologue.
男女関係？
Internal monologue. Also, I like how she's just so matter of course, just sexual intercourse. Like, sure, she's blushing. But everyone was like kind of roundabout. She just straight up. So they fucking. Anyway, sexual intercourse.
ま、男の子だもん。いろいろあるわよね。
Sexual intercourse. Internal monologue, I mean. Internal monologue.
いやらしいんだから。
Internal monologue.
なんでしょう。
She's the only one that's just confused. What the fuck is going on? Why is everyone blushing? I've waited out. Internal monologue. They're all looking at me kind of funny. I wonder why.
今、みんなの心が一つになったわね。
Tamie muttered something to herself.
よーし、どんときなさいよ、こら
Yeehaw!
ほらーってね。
愛こそ、すべてですから。にゃ
Tamie wriggled a bit, fret-faced. The others looked at her tiredly. Couldn't even tell what I was looking at. It's not gonna be anything sexual.
ご飯？
Yeah, is that bad? She was at a loss for words.
ああ、わかった。それは、私を食べたいってことね。もう、この、ひねった表現するじゃない。
Whoops.
あら？もしかして、違った？
I mean real food. You made curry at the summer camp, remember? I never stopped thinking about it. I was hoping you would be okay with cooking again for me, or something.
なんだ、そういうことだっ りゃもういくらだってマサヤさんのことブクブクにさせてあげる。
Please don't.
なんだ、そういうリクエストだったのか。私ったらてっきり。あ、でもそれでなんで恥ずかしいって言ったの、昼間。
Huh? Isn't it?
そうかな。
Well, it comes off kind of like, please make me your miso soup.
それは昭和のセンスってやつでしょ。
Isn't that like a way to propose in Japanese? I guess it is.
なるほどね。とにかく了解。ただ前みたいな失敗作は食べさせられないから、ちょっとだけ練習時間をもらえるかな。
Sure, I'll gladly wait.
ご飯か。私の作ったご飯が好きな人の血となり肉となる。それは還元すれば生命を支えるってことよ。
Wasn't one line in Making Lovers just about how she's gonna feed him? Now, what game? Which game was that? Like, she's gonna feed him, like, for such a long time, so at some point all the cells in his body are made up of the food she cooked. Therefore, in a way, he's going to belong to her 100%. Wasn't there like a game or like a show where that was a thing? I forget where it was from though, and it is annoying me.
そう考えると確かに悪くないわね。
That was a bit of an exaggeration, but I was glad that she was on board. By the way, did I give you the wrong impression somehow? Her reaction was kind of weird.
つまりあれよ。
Huh?
エッチなことのお願いでもしてくるの
I
か
accidentally hit
な
my microphone again.
なんて思っていて。
Ah. Suddenly understood what she meant by a sly turn of phrase. Oh. Is that why everyone else started acting so weird too?
それはもうみんなも同じことを思ったんでしょう、きっと。
My mind wasn't anywhere near the gutter though.
マサヤさんはピュアだわね。女体盛りとか言われたらどう返そうかと悩んでいたくらいなんだけど。
You set the bar for pure pretty low.
でもさ。
Tamie reached out and wrapped her arms around my shoulders. She looked straight into my eyes, her face flushed bright red.
別にいいんだよ。何かしてほしいことがあるなら言ってくれても。
Be thankful that Masaya isn't Yamato, Tamie. Because you wouldn't be able to walk tomorrow, probably. In all honesty, the thought of me asking for something sexual never even came to mind. Suddenly hearing her talk like that made a certain part of my body throb with delight. I gulped.
けど拒否権はちょうだいね。
Yeah, of course. She had made it very clear what she had in mind. So it began our sexy afternoon. And of course she answered with nothing but yeses. A lot of yeses. A necessary amount of yeses. The people in the dorm room next door were somewhat confused why she was so agreeable. Why she agreed with me so much. Oh, hello there. Tamie began her cooking lessons first thing in the morning.
先生はこの二人よ。
Thanks, you two.
いいえ。
とか私結構好きだし。
私もです。こう見えて私、パンだけが得意ではないんですよ。
That's right.
チーズフォンデュなどもお手の物ですから。それは一種のパン料理なんじゃないの。いかがでしょう、タミエさん。これを機にパン作り部に入ってみるというのは。いやー、部長が掛け持ちするわけにもいかないしね。今なら、パンターベルに手からパンを食べさせてあげるという特典もついていますが。ありがたいの、それ。
でもなんだか素敵な話じゃない？彼氏のために料理の練習をするだなんてさ。あんた、タミエさんのこと大事にしてあげなきゃダメよ。
Of course.
じゃあ、マサヤさん、楽しみに待っていてね。
Sure.
料理の達人になり次第、振る舞ってあげるから。
When will that be?
ところで、マサヤさんは何が食べたいわけ？
Curry, I guess.
簡単すぎ。
So picky.
だって、せっかくこれから練習に励むんだから、もうちょっと難易度の高いものにチャレンジしたいじゃない？
Harder, huh? My dick. Yes, I had to go for that joke. No, I don't feel ashamed of going for it.
でも、本当は料理など簡単だと思いますよ。そう？はい。最良のソースは空腹ではありません。ズバリ
The blood of your enemies.
愛情です。おお、まずいと言ったら許さない。そうした姿勢が最も大事なのではないかと。
You're suddenly scaring me there.
それじゃ愛情の押し付けだ。
心が温かくなるのか寒くなるのか、よくわからないやり方ね。
まあいいわ。どうしてもカレーがいいなら、スパイスからやってあげる。それでどう？
Sure, sounds good.
了解。じゃあ二人とも頼んだわよ。さ、行きましょう行きましょう。
Tamie ran off, leading them both by the hand.
私、スパイスなど触ったことはありませんが。私も。平気平気。それを乗り越えてこそ愛よ。
This is going to go horribly. Is it really going to be okay? Well, as long as she was making it for me, I'd be happy. January. Wasn't it September earlier? Third term already? Jesus Christ, what the fuck? That was fast! We had entered third term! I didn't see Tamie at all during winter break. It seemed her parents were worried about her, and she stayed home with them. After 2 weeks apart, we were naturally overjoyed to be reunited, but I was worried about one thing.
結局、支持率が上向かなかったわね。
Even the ever-confident Risa was looking flustered.
でも勝負はこれからよね。
Flustered.
とにかく、選挙戦は3学期に入ってからなんだし。
Yeah.
いいこと、みんな。グランデボートに向けて、一層気合を入れていくわよ。へえ、ターメリックってウコンのことだったんだ。ちょっとタミエさん、こちらが一致団結している横で何を本なんか読んでいるのかしら。いやー、スパイスがさ、なかなか奥が深いわ、この世界。もう、でもタミエさん、すっかりハマってしまったみたいね。
Like, she's just genuinely become interested in cooking now, isn't she? But now, everyone knew Tamie was learning how to make curry from scratch.
まあね、私、もともと手段が目的になりやすいたちだし。
Really?
でもそれは理由の一つよ。やっぱり頑張れるのは、れっきとした目的があってこそだもの。
Tamie closed her book with a snap and furrowed her brow.
けど、いよいよ追い詰められてきたわよね。
For
白百合会も。
a second, I thought she was going to say that the White Lily Society was in deep shit.
本を読んでいて聞こえなかったのかしら。勝負はこれからと言っているでしょ。
Stop saying shobu, please!
そうだけどさ。でも、全校生徒の反応を見ていると、やっぱり厳しそうだもの。本当は、私だって驚愕になってほしいところなんだけどね。でも、私にできるのは、報道することだけ。リセさん、頑張ってよ。
Well, you see, Tamie, Risa doesn't have to write her own speeches. And I can't stop imagining Risa with the body of Senator Armstrong, and it's...
Skip 開始!
Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted... Hold on. I need a better fucking one.
もしも学校を出ることになったら、マサヤ様はどうするつもりなのですか？
We plan to meet at least once a week. She's going to sneak out.
いえ、タミエ様とのことを尋ねたわけではなかったのですが。
Oh, right. Everyone laughed at my assumption. Hold on. I'll just take a screenshot here because I think I'm going to edit that. I'm going to make Senator Rosanin. And nobody can stop me.
やだ、マサヤさんたら、私のことばっかり考えてるんだから。
Ow!
照れながらも言うことは言うのね。
Anyways, I'll go back to my old school and graduate from there.
そうですか。バンセンヌにはマサヤ様を巻き込んだ責任がありますからね。やはり気になります。
But no matter how things end up, I'm still glad I got to go to school here. I got to meet you all, and Tamie.
やだ、マサヤさんたら、運命の出会いだなんて。
Ow, ow.
タミエって意外に力持ちよね。
運命？心の声を聞いたのよ。でも卒業した後は好きに会えるし、むしろ一緒に暮らしたっていいし、夢が広がるわよね。
もうお気楽なんだから。
She was right, though. It wasn't just Tamie either. Despite being a member of the White Lily Society, my thoughts had already turned to after graduation. I knew it wasn't a smart thing to do, but you just wanted to have a happy future with Tamie. And for that, you need to know what you're gonna make of your life. The day we had been waiting for, the grand vote, arrived. The result was... White Lily Society lost.
これでマサヤさんともお別れか。二人とも悪く思わないでちょうだいよ。まあ、それは、結局、学校の相違だものね。
Yeah.
ただね、リセさんが負けてしまったの、もしかして、私のせいかもしれないわよ。
どういうこと？それ。
マサヤさんの頭はすっかり私のことで締められてしまった。だから、白百合会の活動にも身が入らなかったのかもしれないから。いや、本当にね、冗談じゃなくて。
Tamie quickly amended her words in the face of Risa's glare. I think she's right. Risa, everyone, I'm sorry. I bowed deeply to them.
マサヤさん。頭を上げてくださいな。それがもしそうだとしても、敗戦の原因はあなたにあるわけではないのだから。でも、そうだとしても、
勝てば、来年も一緒のスクールライフを送れるわけでしょ？だったらやっぱり、まさやくんにとっても意味はあるわけで。
It's because of all our talk about the future.
将来？結婚とか？
No, I guess. That was part of it. You both turned red. But you told you all before, right? Tommy's going to try to be an anchor woman. We've been talking about that dream a lot.
なるほどね。
They all seemed duly impressed.
頑張りなさいな。あなたならきっといけると思う。ありがとうございます。
And so, life at Vincennes was effectively over. Closing graduation ceremony. And so the school year came to an end. As it's goodbye, Vincennes. I had known this day would come for the last month, but it was still an emotional occasion. It felt sad, of course. Along the way, I made friends and even got a girlfriend. Fortunately, I won't get to see them as often as I'd like to. Yeah, it's gonna be lonely. I wiped my eyes.
お待たせ。あら、何よ、まさやさん。泣いてるの？
A little.
大丈夫だって。リセさんに頼んで、ちゃんと週に一度は会いに行ってあげるから。
Yeah, I know, but it's difficult to say goodbye to Vincent.
ああ。そっか。
Tommy looked back at the school.
そうだね。来年の卒業式の日は、私もきっと、大泣きだろうな。
Okay, now. Let's go, Tamie.
ちゃんと、ガス、水道、電気は使えるようになってるわよね。
Of course.
食器は？椅子やテーブルは？
Yep, they'll be covered.
準備は万端ってわけね。
Yes.
ならいよいよ、私の出番だわ。
You're prepared too, right, Tamie?
もちろん。もはや秘伝と言っていい域まで計算されたレシピはここに。
She held up a notebook.
お待たせ。じゃあ食べましょう。
This isn't his apartment. His old one. This is a new one. And this is absolutely adorable. I like this. I like this a lot. Oh, I got goosebumps even. I just noticed. Oh. Whoa. This looks delicious. The stimulating aroma of spices tickled my nose. It was significantly different from the pre-packed curry roux.
試食では何にしたんだけどね。家じゃ焼けないって言ったら、ルリコさん悲しんでいたわよ。
As promised, Tommy prepared the curry dish I had requested. She had studied diligently for this moment, so I was really excited to taste the fruits of her labor.
さあ、食べて食べて。
Yeah, here I go! I filled half of my spoon with rice and the other with half with the roux. When I popped it in my mouth, It's delicious!
そっか。よかった。
I'm not even joking, it's absolutely delicious. It was quite spicy, but as I chewed, savoriness asserted itself beyond the mere heat. When I swallowed, it was like there was a fire in my stomach, but a strangely pleasant one. I gobbled down a spoonful after spoonful. Each bite only made me crave more. It's really delicious. When I was stuffing my face, Tamie just gazed at me lovingly. I'm so happy. I was so happy.
ねえ、まさやさん、今から私、ずうずうしいことを言うから、その自覚はあるから、まさやさんもそのつもりで聞いてよ。
Huh?
将来、女子アナになった私は、 人気も急上昇。きっと仕事で時間を取られる毎日を送ると思われるわけ。愛する旦那ともすれ違いの毎日。座り込んの危機かなんて周りは思うかもしれないけれど、そうは問屋が下ろさない。なぜなら私は旦那さんの胃袋をがっちり握っているから。こんな美味しい料理が食べられるとしたら、君はきっと私から離れられない。そうじゃない？
She grinned at me. I gulped down what was in my mouth, thought for a minute, then nodded. We suddenly broke out into spontaneous laughter. Yes, I did the snort. Because it was... I think that's what you would call a snort? I don't fucking know. Maybe because it was hard, or maybe because we were happy. As we laughed, tears rose in our eyes. Yeah. You're definitely right. If you can eat delicious food like this every day, I'll never leave you.
それに、スパイスにはもう一つ効能があります。
Oh?
粉にすれば何が混ざっているかわからないわ。それは、要するに、愛情とかも簡単に入れられるってわけよ。
What other stuff did you add? We both burst out laughing again.
じゃあ、私も食べよっと。美味しいじゃない。
Tamie? Let's have a good life together.
末永く。ね。
Tamie's best girl. Like, that was a really good round. Like, that was really heartwarming. Like, I adored that. I'll just go ahead and not watch the ending credits though, since it could potentially be spoilers, since there seem to be like snippets of CGs here, so yeah. I'm gonna just shut up for the duration of this. The end! Please tell me there's an after credits scene. Please. Please, I just want an after credits scene of them happily married, please. That would be the best. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you. I like how they don't have the CG for him basically bending her over. That's probably not gonna be in any of these, because there's just like the chibi stuff. But yeah, as I found out, you can literally just screenshot this now without anything getting in the way. Okay, I think that one's better. But anyways, yeah, that was the entirety of the Tamie-Route. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time. And since there's gonna be some time between this part and the next Princess Evangile part, I can actually leave it up to you guys. Which route do you want to see next? Marika or Mitsuki? Go ahead and tell me down in the comments, I guess. And I'm gonna just tally up which one has more support, basically, and go for that one. Unless I don't feel like it. that makes me sound like a dickhead. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye-bye.